Hello everybody. So our topic of discussion for today is how to access the elements of a vector in R programming. So the first way to access an element is to access an element at the mentioned index. Now the syntax of this method is vector name, and after that you are going to put the square brackets, and inside those square brackets you are going to write the index of that element which you want to access. So let's see an example for the better clarity. So the example is a equals c in brackets 2, 4, 6, 8. So we have created a vector a with the elements 2, 4, 6, 8. Now in the next line we have written a, and after that inside square brackets we have written 3. That means we are going to access third element of vector a. So this will give us output as 6. Why? Because 6 is the third element. So this 1, this is second, this is third element. Now let's see by running it in your studio. So yeah, so this is the required thing. So let's run this and see what's the output. So yeah, so the output is as expected. So let's come to the next method. So the second way to access elements is to access all except indexed element. And now the syntax for this is vector name, starting square bracket, and after that we have a hyphen, and after that we have index of element. So this will print, or this will give us those elements from the vector whose index is not mentioned here. Let's see an example for better clarity. So the example says we have first created vector b, which contains elements a, b, and c, and then we have written b minus 2 or b hyphen 2. That means we do not want to display second element, but we want to display all other elements. So this will display a and c, which are first and third elements of the vector b. Right? So we can also see that in our studio by running it. So yeah, this will as expectedly give us the output which we require. So see, the output is A and C as expected. So next, let's come to the next method, which is to access elements from up to 2. The syntax of this method is vector name, start square bracket, from, colon, to, close square bracket. Now this method will help us to print some consecutive members from the vector. Say for example, we have a vector A with the elements 11, 22, 33, 44, and 55, and we want to print 22, 33, and 44. Now these are consecutive elements of a vector, and to print consecutive elements of a vector we have a method which is called to access elements from up to 2. Right? So in this example, if we write this, we are going to get 22, 33, and 44 as the output, because it will print elements starting from the ones which are indexed at 2 up to the ones which has index 4. So it will print the elements with the index 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So let's see it in the studio. How does it work? So yeah, as expected, 22, 33, and 44. Next method is to access random elements of a vector. So how to access random elements of a vector? Say suppose we are to print 2 or more elements from a vector, but they are randomly positioned. So how do we do that? So this is the method which we will use. So the syntax is vector name, then in square brackets we are going to write C. That means we are going to create a vector within square bracket, and inside that vector we are going to mention the indices of those elements which we want to print. So index 1, and index 2. This can continue up to index n. So let's see the example for clarity. So say we have a vector v with the elements 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we want to print second as well as fourth element. Then we will write v square bracket start. Inside that we then create a vector c with the elements 2, 4, and these 2 and 4 are nothing but index of the elements which we want to print from the vector v. Square bracket close. So this will display 11, and no, it's not 11, that it has to be, that is a mistake. So this is going to display 12 and 15, so there's a mistake. Yeah. So let's see the last tutorial. How does it work? Yeah, okay, so it is printing 12 as well as 14. So this has to be 14, yeah, obviously, because 14 is at 4th index and not the 15. Right, so let's see the next method, which is to access all elements except mentioned indices. So this another method with which we can avoid the elements at the mentioned indices, and the difference between this and the previous one I'm talking about is this method. The second method is that in this method we just eliminate single element. We are able to eliminate only a single element, but the method that we are talking now, the fifth one, this can help us eliminate more than one element while getting any output. So we can simply say that the method number 5 is a blend of method number 4 and method number 2, right? So the syntax is vector name, and inside square bracket we have minus or hyphen, and after that we have C, and in round brackets we have the indices. And the other way to execute the same method is we can shift this hyphen sign with the individual indices, right? So both are same and will give us same output index. So let's see the example. So here we have a vector A with elements 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So suppose we don't want to print first and fourth element, so we are going to write it as A. Inside square bracket we have hyphen or minus C. Inside round brackets we have 1, 4, and this 1 and 4 are indices of the elements which we do not want to print from vector A, right? So this will show us 4, 5, 7, and 8. That is, it will eliminate the elements at first and fourth position, which are 3 and 6. So let's see it in the RStudio. Yeah, so that's 4, 5, 7, and 8, right? So the last method is to access an element by its name. So for this we first have to name the elements of a vector, right? So this, which is necessary for this method to use. So the syntax is vector name, and inside square bracket along with double quotes, we are going to write the name of the element which we want to access. So the example is, so we have a vector A with two elements 1 and 2 named A and B respectively. So suppose we are to print the element whose name is B. So we will write A inside square brackets and the name of that element, which is B, inside double quotes, and that will give us output as 2. So we can also see that in the studio work. So that's what. So yeah, this is giving us the element 2, and notice one thing: whenever we are going to access an element by its name, this will also give us the name of the element as a part of output along with that element. So this was all about this video.